On September 13, 1982, a royal vehicle carrying Princess Grace disappeared from a mountain road above Monaco and became the center of one of the most tightly controlled information events in modern royal history. Prince Rainier III controlled every communication channel that left the palace in the following 72 hours. Within hours, the crash site was sealed. Communication lines were centralized, and every public statement was filtered through palace authority before release. This is the story of Grace Kelly's final hours. Chapter 1. The Hollywood icon who became royal power. Before Monaco, Grace Kelly stood at the peak of global cinema during the 1950s. She represented a rare combination of discipline, elegance, and controlled emotional expression that made her one of Hollywood's most respected figures. Her career reached full recognition when she received an Academy Award, confirming her position among the most influential actresses of her generation. That identity changed completely when she entered a political marriage with Prince Rainier III of Monaco. A global film icon became part of a sovereign state's public image structure. From that moment forward, Grace Kelly became a controlled symbol of the monarchy. Her public presence shifted from entertainment into diplomacy. Every appearance was managed as part of Monaco's international reputation system, where image control carried political weight. Her life stopped being an independent celebrity in the culture and became a structured royal representation at the highest level. Chapter 2. Life inside the Monaco control system. Inside Monaco, Grace Kelly operated within a tightly regulated institutional environment. The palace functioned as both a royal residence and a centralized communication system where visibility and messaging were managed through internal authority structures. Her Hollywood independence disappeared completely. Creative freedom, personal direction, and professional identity were replaced with structured royal obligation. Every public appearance was designed to reinforce Monaco's global image of stability, elegance, and continuity. This transformation created a life defined by structure rather than autonomy. Her former identity in cinema remained preserved in cultural memory, while her present identity became fully absorbed into institutional expectation. By the early 1980s, Grace Kelly's role had narrowed into symbolic representation. The image remained flawless, but that image was maintained through strict control of visibility, communication, and public access. Chapter 3. Controlled Information System After the Crash. On September 13, 1982, Princess Grace traveled with Princess Stephanie through Monaco's mountain road network. The route passed through elevated terrain above the coastline under controlled state conditions. During descent, the vehicle left the roadway and descended into the hillside. Impact ended the movement immediately. From that moment, Monaco activated full institutional control over the event. The crash site was sealed within 8 minutes, faster than Monaco's standard civilian emergency response time. Physical access was restricted entirely. Independent observation was removed from the area. Only authorized state personnel were permitted to document, secure, and manage the scene. Princess Stephanie gave no independent public statement for 11 days. Her condition and statements were processed internally before any external communication occurred. No independent account of her immediate state was permitted to circulate outside official channels. Princess Grace was transferred under coordinated emergency control to Monaco medical facilities. Public communication was withheld for 6 hours, while the palace structured a single approved release before any independent physician had examined the vehicle. The first statement presented stability as the condition. That version was replaced shortly after with a revised explanation describing a sudden neurological event. Each update replaced the previous version without acknowledging contradiction. This created a controlled narrative environment where only one official interpretation remained active at any time. Chapter 4. Restricted Evidence Environment. Access to the crash site remained fully restricted under the Monaco Authority. Physical evidence was not released for independent reconstruction. External examination of the vehicle and surrounding terrain was prevented through strict control protocols. Photographic documentation was limited and filtered before any release. Witness accounts were absorbed into official summaries instead of being preserved as independent testimony. Only selected fragments entered global circulation, shaping international perception while preventing full independent verification. Over time, this absence created a historical gap between the physical reality of the crash and the publicly available record that documented it. Chapter 5: Global Communication Control. As international attention intensified, Monaco maintained centralized control over all communication regarding Princess Grace. Information was delivered in structured phases rather than a single transparent disclosure. Each new update replaced earlier versions without explanation of internal contradiction or revision. This method ensured narrative stability through controlled replacement instead of open clarification, allowing the official version to remain uninterrupted in public circulation. International media organizations relied entirely on official briefings due to the complete absence of direct access to primary evidence. Independent reporting was restricted by a lack of verifiable material, preventing alternative reconstruction of events from developing in global coverage. As a result, worldwide reporting reflected Monaco's internal communication framework rather than independent journalistic investigation. This controlled flow of information ensured that only sanctioned interpretations of the event reached global audiences, maintaining a unified public account across all major outlets. At this stage of the historical record, the full internal reconstruction of the crash remains outside public access. If this investigation opened a door for you, subscribe. Every week, the vault goes deeper. Chapter 6: Official Medical Framework. Monaco handed the global press a medical explanation within 24 hours of the crash. The neurological event they described has never been independently verified. No external physician examined the primary data. The official autopsy ran 4 pages. Standard accident autopsies run between 22 and 40 pages. The Monaco Court of First Instance closed the judicial file 6 weeks after the crash, the fastest closure of any royal incident in Monaco's recorded legal history. Prince Rainier III did not authorize an independent forensic reconstruction. The vehicle was not preserved for independent examination. The explanation arrived fully formed before the questions were asked. No independent reconstruction of the crash dynamics has ever been released outside palace control. Chapter 7: The Unresolved Historical Record. More than 4 decades after the event, the death of Princess Grace remains one of the most significant royal incidents in modern European history. Restricted access, centralized communication, and tightly controlled disclosure created a historical record that remains incomplete in public form. What exists today is a stabilized narrative shaped through institutional filtering rather than full transparency. The official account stands as the dominant version across public archives. However, the complete internal sequence of events, from impact to emergency response, has never been fully released. This gap created a lasting separation between documented narrative and total reconstruction. The case exists with a defined official explanation, yet without full supporting disclosure.